Hello everyone, time for another look at some recent additions to the movie and TV collection, starting with this really cool 55th anniversary release of the first 4 Star Trek motion pictures in this new box set that just came out. It's a really nice design that is going to match the Steelbook collection of the entire original series that is going to be coming next month at some point. So this is a companion piece for that, and then there will be further box sets in the future of movies. So it has the motion picture and then the trilogy of 2, 3, and 4 together in this first set. And this does feature some new scans, and it doesn't feature any significant new special features. A lot of stuff that's on previous editions on Blu-ray, but still a lot of good stuff that's there. A decent Blu-ray release in this new box set, but the cool thing that was added is now this is the first time that any of the movies have been available in 4K. With this matching artwork, you have this 4-disc set on Blu-ray and then a 4-disc set on 4K Ultra HD. And eventually they will be available individually on 4K, but for now it's just this special 55th anniversary set with this really nice artwork. And it's inside is just sort of a standard case with each of the discs, and the Blu-ray set is the same way. So you get 2 copies of each film, and if you're interested, the digital release as well. That is a really fun release. I'm looking forward to more of the motion pictures coming together, and definitely for that original series matching set that's coming out next month with Steelbook. It looks really, really beautiful. I'm very excited for that to come out. And then also in the meantime on DVD we have Sesame Street Old School Volume 1, which features the first episode from the first 5 years the series was around and a whole bunch of different extras. It's definitely a fun historical piece if you're into the history of television, and particularly children's television, and how more educational, sort of PBS style television first started with this, and then Mr. Rogers fighting for that, and Sesame Street is still going on today, and it's still great for that younger age of kids. And I really think the show was at its peak before the big, the Elmo craze, and like towards the time my younger siblings were coming up. I feel like it was definitely at its peak from the 70s through the very beginning of the 90s. But a lot of the classic songs that have been used over and over again, and a lot of the classic skits and things originated way back when here and have been reused over and over and over again with different versions. So a lot of the famous songs like I Love Trash, Rubber Ducky, C is for Cookie, all kinds of stuff like that. It's Not Easy Being Green were all created originally in these first few seasons. It's a fun look back, and definitely the kind of thing that I want to have in the collection for when we have kids. And it's a nice set. They released 3 volumes so far in this series, and I selected this first one because there are a lot of repeat sketches in the later editions, a lot of repeat songs, just different versions, and this, just having the first episode ever, and some of the other stuff in here, I thought this was kind of the best package overall, so I went with Volume 1. And then you have this informational booklet with all kinds of stuff in here. I was hoping they would release later volumes, because even Volume 3 brings the series up to around the time I was born. I was hoping there'd be a volume, say, 4 and 5, which would be more specifically when I watched as a little kid, but it doesn't seem like that's ever going to happen at this point. It seems like it's pretty much done. But at least they had a few interesting volumes, and it's a great piece of television history. So I grabbed Volume 1, very, very happy with that. And then a few additions to a TV series collection that you will likely see before the end of the year here. I'm hoping around October, because it's be a little more fitting there. But we added 2 seasons of The X-Files on DVD, seasons 8 and 9. So that collection is just about complete, books and everything that I really want for that, and the Laserdisc releases, and so I think that'll be a fun one to go through, The X-Files. And then one more to look at for this video. We have one that I got on recommendation from the Happy Console Gamer. He did a video when this originally came out, and I always intended to grab it. Never stumbled upon it in the wild kind of thing, and it was on a 20% off sale finally, long after its release. So that, plus it had already had a price drop, so it's like, alright, it's at an all-time low. Now is the time to grab it. A really great anime series from what I think is probably the best era of anime. We have Bubblegum Crisis on Blu-ray, all 8 OVAs on one disc. Really cool collection. Very happy to have grabbed this. The Laserdisc versions of this always looked enticing, but they are crazy expensive. Even if you try to get the English releases, the US releases, they can be like 20-30 bucks sometimes for each OVA. So it's kind of, yeah, when I can get the whole thing for around 20 bucks on Blu-ray, I just went with that option, definitely. So on one disc here, some glorious 80s anime. Absolutely love it. And this does have both the English and Japanese audio options, which is always a great thing, and subtitles, some art galleries, so some few extras and a couple different ways to watch it with the different language options. Whether you have the nostalgic appeal of the English dub if you watch that, or the Japanese dub, whichever, and it kind of lends a different flavor to it, so it's fun to rewatch it both ways over time. So very, very cool. Happy to grab that. And that is what has come to the movie and TV collection so far this month in September. And there'll be another similar video coming out fairly shortly because I have some stuff from Japan to take a look at, which I thought kind of was going to be its own thing, be a little more fun. Along with a very fun picture from Arrow Video, which got a release here in the US, a Japanese film that I feel like probably not a lot of people have seen, so it'll be fun to take a look at. Until then, as always, I'd love to hear what you've been grabbing and adding to your media collections lately, and if you have anything coming up in the future that you're excited for, I'd love to hear about that. On the video game front, we're getting pretty close to SMT5 finally getting released, a game that was announced as the Nintendo Switch was first coming out, and now the game is finally coming out, so I think that's going to be huge. I'm very, very excited for that, coming right around Thanksgiving time. And in the meantime, I've been playing Tales of Berseria on the PS4, and really loving it. It's going to be one of my favorite Tales games, I think. I'm around 25 hours or so, somewhere between there and 30 hours into it, so pretty far. And loving it so far. And if you've been playing Tales of Arise, any of you out there that are watching me, I'd love to hear what you think about that game, because that'll be the next Tales game that I will tackle probably end of this year, beginning of next year. And it looks really, really good. It seems to be getting some pretty universal praise and reaching a larger audience than a Tales game typically does. So I'd like to hear the opinions of anyone watching my channel. And check back October 1st. We just finished over the weekend filming the Dead Time stories, book reviews, the way we did those Goosebumps reviews a few years ago. They have all been, at the time of filming this, edited. They've all been rendered. They're all uploaded to the channel just in private, and starting October 1st we're going to be coming out with those one a day, and then Bunnicula and all kinds of stuff like that in October, so look forward to that, and I'll see you around.